So Haval is like the talk of the town at the moment. They are just bringing in excellent SUV after excellent SUV, and everybody is talking about how incredible they are, what great value for money they are. I get so many messages about them. People are so uncertain because they're sort of like, oh, it's Haval, it's a Chinese brand, I'm not sure we can trust, compared to some of the other brands that we've had before, or other models. And I keep saying, go for it, people, go for it. You won't be disappointed. Get your bum in a Haval, and in a Haval. And I promise you, you're going to be blown away. The only downside with Haval is their engine's fuel consumption, right? They are just too high. They're much higher than a lot of the competitors. And unfortunately, in this day and age, and in South Africa with our major fuel increases all the time, it is a major consideration for people when buying a car. So enter the H6 Hybrid. I mean, talk about just ironing out any issues. Do you know what I mean? So this sits at the top of the H6 lineup, so it's all kinds of fancy. In fact, its name is the H6 Hybrid Ultra Luxury. Okay, you've got the super luxury, this is the ultra luxury. So it has, well, just about everything. Okay, you've got a wireless charger, you've got driving modes, you've got a sunroof, you've got heated and ventilated seats, you've got a digital cockpit up here, you've got a head-up display, you've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, voice control. It's got bazillion USB ports. It has all the safety features that we've come to know now from Haval. They've got fantastic safety features on their cars as standard. If you compare it to the super luxury, it's basically all the same, except that this also adds automatic parking, which I need to figure out how to do, because I never do that in a car, because, to be honest, I'm a good parker. I always have been. Parallel parking, ace it. But something nice to have. And then, of course, the engine, okay? So this is a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol, which is mated then to a battery. I was waiting for someone to cross the pedestrian crossing, who is taking her sweet time. Hustle, people. Knees to chest when you cross a road. Knees to chest. The only other thing that this infotainment system is really sort of, it's a lot. Okay, I would prefer to have obviously traditional buttons, because I hate when we don't. There's a few down here. But to get things like your seats and stuff, you've got to go through a few screens to get to it, and I find that a bit dangerous. That is not something to do with just Haval. That's a lot of manufacturers actually doing that, but it's really bothersome. I just wish that we didn't have to go through screen after screen after screen for just very simple things that you want to do, This has a combined output of 179 kilowatts of power and 530 newton meters of torque. Okay, that is a lot. So it is certainly punchy and more powerful than its rivals, say like the likes of the RAV4 Hybrid. The difference there is, okay, so that's mated to a naturally aspirated engine, a bigger engine as well, but generally speaking, when you're sort of marrying the two, it works better with naturally aspirated engines, batteries I'm talking about, than it does with turbos. What this has is it's got a Haval battery, and you just know that battery is going to be excellent. So fuel consumption, this is the main thing, right? Don't worry, they weren't hooting at me, someone else, is claimed at 5.2 litres per 100 Ks. So I sit more at like 6.2, 6.5, I'm being up to there, which, I mean, when you consider that most people driving an H6 are sitting at like 10 litres per 100 Ks, that is a huge difference and literally makes all the difference. It comes down to whether you can afford this, if you're going to spend the extra. So this is around 670,000 Rand. Okay, but now you've gone halfway across the road anyway. Nut. Off you go. Pleasure! Say thank you, mother. I also, the space in this car, it's such a great family-sized car. The boot, the rear seats, everything. There's only one or two things for me. The one is it's quite heavy on its body roll, okay? So it can feel a bit wallowy and a bit blowy. When you go around a corner, you sort of like, hey, whoa, hey. But I think that most people won't really notice that. And if you don't drive like a hooligan like I do, it probably won't make any difference to you whatsoever, actually. So the big question is, would you take this instead of a RAV4 hybrid? Now, I don't think it's going to be an easy one to convince people who want to buy Toyota to buy Haval, okay? I mean, even if you consider something like Suzuki and like a Baleno, etc., where that is, you know, the Starlet is a Suzuki and the Baleno is cheaper, but still they will sell 8 Toyota Starlet to 1 Suzuki Baleno. It just shows you that people's minds are set out on like Toyota. They're like, no, it must be the most trusted brand in the world, like we're in South Africa, whatever. But if you get your backside into one of these, I will find it very interesting if you're not convinced that it's actually a fantastic option. Right up there. It's also a little bit cheaper when you compare the top spec models, quite a bit cheaper actually, than the top spec RAV Hybrid 4. Okay. That smells like someone just pooped in my car. What is that smell? Anyways, I am again left so impressed with this car. In fact, my husband got into it the other day. He had to move it for me quickly. I wasn't well, whatever, and we needed to move it into the garage. And he came upstairs and he was like, just like it. Hey, Haval has upped its game. He hadn't been any of the others that I had on test or whatever. So he was left very impressed. And he's not really interested in cars, but he was like, wowzer. He's like, this is all kinds of luxury. And it is. It is the ultra luxury model. So go for it, man. Go for it. Must not know about me. I can have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. Yes, you guys must be so chuffed that I've lost my voice just now. I can't sing. I can have another you, but tomorrow, won't you get to thinking irreplaceable?